Governor Josh Shapiro recently laid out his budget proposal for the coming year, and it's a plan met by praise from Democrats who tout its new investments and opposition from Republicans over its significant price tag.
Fox 43's James Corrigan talked one-on-one with the governor about the plan and some of those criticisms.
Well, the governor's $51.4 billion budget represents a record for the Commonwealth with an 8% spending increase from last year. That's not been met, however, with a similar rise in revenues. In my conversation with Governor Shapiro, he said that despite the so-called structural deficit, his plan is designed to invest in and secure Pennsylvania's future.
I can report that Pennsylvania is on the rise.
That declaration from Governor Josh Shapiro in his budget address on Tuesday set the tone for his wide range of proposals and new spending, including $526 million for Pennsylvania's poorest schools, along with further investments in childcare and workforce development. In my conversation with Governor Shapiro, he said his plans are a continuation of his efforts to govern as a whole, even with a divided legislature.
I think as you've learned about me over my first 2 years as governor, we've gotten a whole lot of stuff done because I've been willing to bring Republicans and Democrats together, listen to their best ideas, and then find ways to compromise. So people want us to do in government at all levels, and we're proving we can do that here in the state.
Some of those Republicans, however, had a different stance on the budget.
What we saw was 90-some minutes of wanting to be all things to all people.
I look at this as being fantasy.
Senate Republican leaders pushed back on the $51.4 billion budget's projected revenues not meeting the projected expenditures, using $1.6 billion from the rainy day fund to make up the deficit.
How would you justify, if you will, sort of that increase in spending despite not the revenue increase that you had seen in the last few years?
First off, I mean, this gang's like a broken record. They literally say the same thing after every single budget address from a governor. And then, by the way, James, they vote for the budgets. We've got a massive budget surplus. So think about a family budget, right? Sometimes you use a little bit of your savings where you want to make a wise purchase, a wise investment. That's what we're doing in Pennsylvania, to both make smart investments, but then also cutting taxes more aggressively, because I think that's really important, to put money back in people's pockets to grow our economy.
Those measures include an acceleration of corporate tax cuts to take effect in 2029, 2 years earlier than scheduled. To add revenue, the governor has again proposed to regulate and tax skill games and legalize adult-use recreational marijuana. Republican senators on Tuesday said this is an issue where the governor needs to be more out front.
He needs to lead on it. He can't throw an idea out there, which he did last year, and say, let the legislature figure it out, I'll sign it.
I can't write the bills, vote on the bills, and sign the bills. The governor gets to put proposals forward, which I've done, and sign them. At some point, lawmakers need to come together and act, and I think it is long past due to act on those issues.
The budget negotiations between the House and Senate have now begun. Governor Shapiro knows that not everything in his proposal will make it to his desk, but says the process will be met with an open mind.
I'm open to the ideas of the legislature, and the Senate, led by Republicans, the House led by Democrats, have to find common ground on these issues, work with my administration. I'm confident that we'll continue to be able to get big things done in Pennsylvania.
And coming up in about a half hour, you'll see the final part of my conversation with Governor Shapiro, where he will comment on the first 3 weeks of the Trump administration and its actions in that time. But for now, I'm James Corrigan with Fox 43 News.